All right, what's up, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, it is Wednesday, which means we will have our prediction show. And as always, Brandon will be joining us here in a little bit. He's going to try to get his stuff together and everything, so we should be seeing him very soon. Like I said, it's week 13, man. We are almost done. Tomorrow's the first day of December, and after that, that's pretty much it. It's almost over. The season's almost over. Just as quick as it comes is just as easily as it goes. But that's how it always goes in the NFL, my man. But let's get this party started. Brandon should be, like I said, Brandon's going to be joining us. And actually, here he is, the man of the hour himself. Brandon, what's happening, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hopefully these picks work.
Yeah, a lot of good ones this week. I love them, man. I love weeks like this. 50-50. You don't know what's going to happen. Do you expect some upsets? Maybe. But here we go again. So, Brandon, let's start it off with tomorrow. Thursday night football. It's Buffalo. It's New England. It's December. Of course, you're going to pick two teams that suffer through winter seasons like hell. Of course, you're going to pick the Buffalo Bills taking on to New England. Going now, last year was a little bit different. When Buffalo went into Foxborough, it was super snowy. Nobody knew what to expect, and New England just ran the heck out of Buffalo out of town. No, literally ran, because they ran 32 straight running plays. So it is what it is. As you already know, Von Miller will not be playing tomorrow. That other than that, Damian Harris is not going to be playing tomorrow for New England either. So, Brandon, I guess I ask you, who do you got, man? Buffalo or the Patriots?
I got Buffalo.
Okay.
As quiet as it's kept, Buffalo's on a 3-game winning streak. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, very quiet winning streak.
They're on a 3-game winning streak. Now, has it been the blowout Buffalo winning streak that everybody has seen recently? No. It's been very quiet, but they've been more consistent running the ball. That's pretty goddamn smart, because you don't really know the extent of Josh Allen's injury. More importantly, you don't know how it could re-injure itself or what it caused. So it's pretty smart to run the ball and keep that the main thing. But at the same time, New England is in a situation. Yes, they scored 26 points against Minnesota. Minnesota sucks. I don't know if people noticed that, but Minnesota sucks. Don't look at the record. Look at the team. They suck. I get it. People are so they like Minnesota, but the record doesn't really tell you what the team really looks like. And yeah, they scored 26 points against Minnesota. That shouldn't have happened. Mac Jones still looks like he's out of place. Still looks like he doesn't know what the frick is going on. And like you just said, they're losing one of their best players on offense in Harris. So both of these teams played last Thursday on Thanksgiving. Both one loss. And I think Buffalo gets this victory this week too.
What's kind of crazy is I expect both defenses to play their butts off tomorrow, because that's how it's going to be. My only thing is, I think in this game, because both defenses kind of counteract with each other, that are going to be really, and that's even without Von Miller. So I'm going to go with Buffalo too. And it's going to be a close one. I think really what it's going to come down to in this game is whose special teams unit is better. And last I checked, Buffalo special teams unit is pretty damn good. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo special teams unit. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills overall. I think both defenses are going to play very well. I think both offenses are going to have a little bit of a struggle, especially due to weather. And, obviously defense is going to play a factor into this. I think special teams is going to be key here. And I just like Buffalo special teams just a little bit more than New England. So give me Buffalo over the Patriots.
Yeah, Buffalo.
So we're going to head into Sunday now. And we got a lot of morning games here. I got some pretty good morning games. First off, we got the Pittsburgh They won. They beat the Colts on Monday night. Let's just call it what it is. They beat the Colts on Monday night. Now they have to travel to Atlanta. Atlanta's got issues. So do the Steelers. Realistically, Brandon, who do you see coming out winning out of this one?
Like you just said, both teams got issues. But both teams do not have T.J. Watt, so I'm going with Pittsburgh.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Kyle Pitts is out, but that's like saying Kyle Pitts is playing because he doesn't do shit regardless. He doesn't do shit, so it doesn't really change anything. Atlanta's kind of came back to life. I mean, let's be real. This is what we expected Atlanta to be at some point in the season. We expected it a little earlier, but they're starting to now wake up and become the Atlanta that we thought they would be. I watched the Monday night game. I was very, very impressed by Kenny Pickett. People say whatever they want to say. That was the right pick for Pittsburgh. That was the right freaking pick. They needed a guy. Najee Harris in the backup, Jalen Warren, and both out. And that's what Pittsburgh finds running backs like out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell is going on with Pittsburgh. They find receivers and they find running backs. I have no idea what the hell that is possible, but they find both of them very well.
Yeah.
And Anthony McFarland is going to do an incredible job in this game. I don't care Atlanta's at home. Like I said, Pittsburgh's defense is starting to round into shape a little bit as we continue to see these last couple of weeks. Like I said, Watt is back. Mika Fitzpatrick also is back, which we didn't, nobody's really paying attention to. But other than that, and you still got Casey Higgins as a tackle. So, yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. Look, T.J. Watt is back, and it's given a little bit of oomph on the Pittsburgh defense. Again, it is what it is. It's not going to be the most spectacular thing. The problem is, I think with Atlanta, here's the thing with Atlanta. Nice pieces, not that much better as an overall team. Atlanta's going to have to make that decision whether they want, because Marcus Mariota is doing everything he can. And let's face it, the Atlanta Falcons can still win the NFC South. Like, that is not outside the realm. So, I mean, to say that, hey, it's a possibility that Atlanta could win this game too. Yeah, because they need wins to keep pace with the Buccaneers, who are in first of winning the division. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh only due to the fact that one has TJ Watt and the other doesn't. You know what would have been a really good counterattack for this? For a weak Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line? The guy who's playing on Sunday Night Football. But, whatever. We got other games to discuss, but whatever.
You have to let this go at some point today.
Never. I will bring it up as much as I can to the day I freaking die. Till I die. Die!
Why you have to let this go? Why you have to let it go? It happened. You have to let it go.
I know I can't turn back time, but goddamn, I wish I was like Deadpool and be like, hey, give me that thing, and just be like, Micah Parsons, ladies and gentlemen. Like, trust me, you're not going to be disappointed, folks. Anyway, give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yeah, I just think the Pittsburgh defense is actually going to have a good showing against this, pretty much against this Atlanta Falcons offense. Cordell's back. That's great. Casey Hayward is like, what's really crazy about Casey Hayward is Casey Hayward has always been a really good corner, but he's never gotten noticed.
Yes.
Like, Casey Hayward he's had a tremendous career, whether he was with the Packers, the Chargers, the Raiders, and now with Atlanta. He's always had great years.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about it, but I do. Casey Hayward, I love you, man. I love you, bro. All right, you had a wonderful career, and it sucks that he never got the recognition that he properly deserved. But give me Pittsburgh anyway. So,
Pittsburgh.
All right. Coming up next, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. Now, this is kind of interesting. This is an interesting matchup because Aaron Rodgers says he's ready to go, but he didn't practice today. Justin Fields says he's ready to go. He didn't practice. So, I don't know who starts. I had a hard time picking this game because I don't know what to believe. So, Brendan, I'm going to ask you, who do you got? You got the Packers or you got the Bears?
Good God. Oh, God. Okay. Going Bears. I would just keep it the same. I'm going Bears. Mainly because they're at home.
All right.
They'll mainly be home. They're at home. And if Justin Fields does play, Green Bay's defense cannot stop the run for nothing. Did you not see 363 yards get put up on them? Let me say that again. 363 rushing. Philly got to the point there like, Jalen Hurts, can you just run the ball? Like we don't even need to throw it. We don't even need to throw it. Like it's just that is incredibly disturbing if you are a defense. That is scary as hell. You cannot stop the run.
No.
We've seen it in the playoff games. Now we see it in the regular season games. I get it. And now also Chicago has no choice but to run the ball because Daniel Mooney's out for the rest of the year. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to probably run the ball. Green Bay, good luck with that. Especially if Justin Fields plays. Because I don't think you're stopping him and David Montgomery. You had to pick. You're going to have to pick. I guess Chicago. And at home.
This is sort of a catch as catch can game, you know? Like you can't really pinpoint, like, I think this is the first time where it's like they want to win, but they don't. But it's like, because Chicago's really trying to savor that number 2 pick. Because yes, they can use an offensive lineman and they can use a wide receiver, but Will Anderson is right there at number 2. Because we know what Houston's doing at 1. Like, let's not play stupid and not act like we know what Houston's doing at 1. Will Anderson is there for them at number 2. Because they're not going quarterback. And obviously, you can take a wide receiver. You can take an offensive lineman. But then you're going to be passing up on Will Anderson. That's the kicker right there. That's the kicker.
Yeah, the only receiver you can get Dallas they will want is probably USC's receiver.
Not even that. I was thinking the TCU wide receiver, the Jefferson kid, Quentin Jefferson.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, but realistically, are you really gonna pass up a Will Anderson who's like, you know, and Green Bay, they need a win for their sanity. And not even for draft position, for their sanity, you know? So look, I'm going to go Green Bay in this one. I'm going Green Bay in this one because, you know, Chicago's defense is terrible. Now Eddie Jackson's out. Darren Mooney's out. Justin Fields is really going to get the Lamar Jackson treatment that he has to do it all on his own if he plays. And, you know, I don't care if Aaron Rodgers plays or not. I really don't. I just really, what I want to see is Jordan Love play. If he can do this, this is what we need to see Jordan Love for. But again, we'll see. But I'm going to go Green Bay because it's just Chicago overall. They're just not a very good team. They're just not a very good team. And what's sad is at the beginning, I had them picking number 1. Well, they're pretty damn close. They're at number 2. I didn't think Houston or Jacksonville. I didn't think Houston was going to be this bad. But holy crap, are they bad? Are they bad? Yeah. So I'm going to go Green Bay on this one just to let Chicago sizzle on that number 2 pick because they got to start pressing these Will Anderson jerseys pronto, you know, just like how Houston's going to print either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young quarterback jerseys in this upcoming draft. So we'll see. Yeah. Next up, we got Jacksonville at Detroit. 2 teams that are fighting for relevancy. I mean, really fighting for it. Jacksonville, an impressive win over the Baltimore Ravens. Detroit almost beating the Buffalo Bills. So clearly these 2 teams are heading in the right direction. It's just not going to be this year. So Brendan, I ask you, who do you got? Do you got Jacksonville or do you have Detroit?
1 and 2 in the draft. That's crazy, huh? That they're kind of still in that same kind of boat, but still in the same kind of boat. Not 1 and 2 anymore, but it's still in that same boat.
And then, you know, just a little tidbit, you know, this is where we're going to see Trey Walker and Aiden Hutchinson's matchup this week. Former number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, you know, going to match up against number 2 pick in the draft. So we'll see. We'll see, you know, who made the right choice based off of this game, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Trayvon Walker has done this entire year.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I I have not heard his name. I've heard Devin Lloyd. I've not heard his name at all.
I mean, Trayvon Walker got a forced fumble that like fell to him. Recovery. I mean, he didn't cause it. He just picked it up. But I mean,
I saw Aiden Hutchinson pick off Aaron Rodgers, so he gonna have to come with a better.
And it wasn't even like a normal interception. He like Superman that shit. Like, so you have to come a little bit better than that, you know.
Aaron Rodgers' eyes. Who reads Aaron Rodgers' eyes? Like, come on. He saw where the ball was going. Yeah, I got Detroit. Listen, great win, Jacksonville. That was an incredible win, comeback. Yeah, the thing is, can you outscore Detroit? And that's kind of the conversation. Can you outscore Detroit? And last time I checked, Trevor Lawrence is not Josh Allen. And so I don't expect you to outscore Detroit.
I will say this, though. I will say this. Trevor Lawrence has been looking better, but that's as far as it's gotten. That's as far as it's gotten. It's not to the point where it's like, okay, maybe he's gotten rid of the critics of being the number 1 overall pick. No.
Listen, I got Detroit. I got Jared Goff. I got DeAndre Swift. Jamal Williams. I think they got a better team, to be honest with you. I think Detroit's got a better team. Yeah, and they're at home. So I got Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where it's like a 50-50 to me. So usually when it's 50-50, I usually tend to go towards the home team. And I'm going to go with Detroit too. Here's the problem where I have with Jacksonville. I think they can keep up. I think they're going to make this an interesting game. The problem is offensively, I don't think they're going to. I do not think that they can keep their receiver can go toe to toe with Equanimous St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sorry, I was thinking of his brother in Chicago. I don't think that, who's the starter for Jacksonville, by the way? Who is the starting running back for Jacksonville right now? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I don't think they can keep up with DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams, who's like leading the league in touchdowns. DJ Chark is back, and they're lucky that their first round pick that they drafted is not even playing right now. The second one, the one that they traded to Minnesota and everything, the wide receiver from Alabama. I forget his name, and I shouldn't forget his name.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah, there you go. Like, understand this. Detroit can outscore anybody, and they can move the ball as better as anybody, any other NFL offenses. They're one of the top 5 offenses in the NFL. Now, their defense is a different story. However, I think Detroit gets this one only because they're at home, and I just don't see Jacksonville keeping toe-to-toe after a while. So, give me Detroit.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the New York Jets taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Well, the Minnesota Vikings beat the Patriots. They beat the Patriots on Thanksgiving, and the Jets made a quarterback switch. They made a quarterback switch, and Mike White took the reins, and hey, he looked good. So now it's Mike White versus Captain Kirko and everything. So, Brandon, who do you got, the Jets or the Vikings?
Listen, I'm not about to jump out the window and scream, Mike White is the greatest thing, sliced bread. I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's right. Travis Etienne is the starter for Jacksonville. That's how bad it's gone.
God, that's bad.
Like, damn. Say the truth.
Did they just sign a Rams running back?
Huh?
Did they just sign Darrell Henderson?
Yeah, they got Darrell Henderson, and they got that Hansey guy. Like I said, anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We picked Detroit.
Yeah. Listen, Mike White, congratulations. You had an amazing game against Chicago, who has the 28th worst passing defense in the league. Minnesota has the 32nd, so that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. I'm going to Jets, which is crazy to say, right? I'm going to Jets. Reason why? It has nothing to do with Mike White.
No, it doesn't.
It has nothing to do with Mike White. Justin Jefferson is literally a freaking monster. I have no idea what they can do. But you put something going on them, and maybe we can see something. I don't know. I'm looking forward to that matchup. That is like the best matchup of the week. I just want to point that out. Forget the teams.
Yeah. No. I want to see that. I mean, I am literally gonna tune in that Sunday morning just to see.
Who's gonna get that win? Who is going to win?
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see the best thing since sliced bread since in Sauce Gardner versus the best thing since sliced bread since Justin Jefferson. Like that's what I want. That's what I want.
That matchup on its own is who's going to win this game. Because if Justin Jefferson gets shut down, I don't think Adam Thielen can win this game for Kirk Cousins. I don't think TJ Hockenson can win this game for Kirk Cousins. He's a sitting duck in the backfield, and that's a goddamn problem. I think Dak wins this game because that matchup particularly is the matchup. And I think Sauce Gardner might get Justin Jefferson in this game. So I'm going to Jets.
Yeah. Look, I think for me the problem is here's the problem where I had with this game because you're right. You cleared it out. You pointed it out. Sauce Gardner versus Justin Jefferson, which nobody's talking about, by the way. Nobody's talking about. Not a soul until we came on today. So look, this game is very important for both reasons. One, Minnesota's got this division on lockdown, but they need everything they can to go their way because they need help in the playoffs. They need home field advantage in the playoffs. They need one game. They need one game in this whole thing. They need this. They need this. The Jets are trying to stay with Miami and Buffalo. They're trying their hardest to stay there. God, this was very hard for me to pick, but I think the problem is with this one is Chicago's defense. That's not saying much. At least Minnesota has a little bit better of a defense. They can at least stop sometimes.
Okay. I just want to point out that yes, they won on Thanksgiving, but you let Mac Jones score 26 points.
I get it.
A lot better than freaking Michael White.
I get that. It's just
with the receivers that New England have. Like, think about that. They do not have that many.
Yeah, but Damien Harris was playing, and it's. I think I feel more comfortable if Breece Hall was playing. I like Michael Carter. It's just. Yeah, I know. It's just. I just the thing is you would like. Okay, so they won in Minnesota finally. Kirk Cousins won in prime time. Does that mean he's due for? Does that mean he's due for a you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with Minnesota on this one. I'm going to go with Minnesota on this one. I know. I just think that Mike White is just not. Look, it was the Chicago defense. It was Chicago's defense. I got nothing else to say.
And it was in the rain. So, yeah. I get you. I understand. I totally understand.
Just give me Minnesota, and we're going to go from there. Just give me Minnesota. So we'll see. Like I said, there's no real winners in this other than we get to see Sauce Gardner go up against Justin Jefferson. That's the only prize we get out of this game. So next up, we got the Washington Commanders taking on the New York Giants. Washington, kind of a late surge. They're pushing for a playoff spot. The New York Giants kind of slipping a little bit. They're kind of slipping a little bit. They're not the favorites like they used to be, Brian Daboll's going to have to make some decisions here pretty soon. But Brandon, I ask you, who do you got, Washington or the Giants?
Are you serious? That's really a question.
Well, I mean, it's on the paper.
You know where I'm going with this. It's the Tyler Heineke era. They are going to win this game, and they're going to jump the Giants in the division. They're going to be third. Yeah, I said it. And then next time they play Dallas, they're going to kick their ass. All right, Washington wins this game. This is kind of obvious. Listen, Thanksgiving by the Giants was pretty damn impressive. Like, defensively, they didn't let Michael Parsons also get a sack on Daniel Jones. He really didn't affect the game at all.
No, he didn't.
To have the Giants have 3 offensive linemen pretty much out, when the offensive line really isn't that good to begin with, and they did not give up a Michael Parsons sack at all, that's pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty damn impressive. But this isn't that. And I think that, listen, they played their ass off on Thanksgiving. They probably should have won it. I mean, they kind of didn't know what the hell they were doing in the third quarter, which kind of blew the game for them. That was kind of the only problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, but Washington, man, it's just something about this team right now that they're just rolling, man. People can say whatever they want to say. I'm not going to say they're going to catch Philadelphia in the division or even Dallas, but I do think they're going to be in the playoffs. And this is why I kept saying they're going to be in the playoffs. And I think that people don't understand that they got Chase Young back, which is a very important thing that nobody's talking about yet because they haven't seen him yet. But if this game tells you anything, Daniel Jones is not the answer for the Giants. This is what this is going to tell you. That Lord Almighty, he is not the answer for the Giants. And I think you're starting to see that. In Thanksgiving, when they try to make him a thrower, he couldn't throw the ball. He was not that guy.
It wasn't working. The answers weren't there.
Especially when Saquon Barkley isn't running the ball. And that's a very bad situation. So,
and they're going to run into a team who knows how to stop the run. So
Dallas ain't that good at stopping the run. That's how bad that was. I was like, goddamn. Dallas is not that good at stopping the run. So,
yeah, but Washington is. That's the thing.
Yeah, I got Washington.
Yeah, give me the same. Look, I just think that the Giants are kind of slipping. Mm-hmm. I think the whatever hidden deficiencies you could have had with Daniel Jones earlier in the year, you can't do that no more. And teams are starting to figure it out. And Washington's defense is starting to come alive. And that offense is looking pretty damn impressive with Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Tyler Heinicke. And that offensive line is playing really, really well right now. Look, I don't know what it is with Washington. They always seem to have these late surges every single, like for the last few seasons, they seem to be having these surges where, oh man, like they're coming into something. They're becoming something. I got Washington in this one. I think the Commanders, I think they're just going to win this one. They're going to jump the Giants, and then they're going to see if they could try to jump Dallas, depending on what decision Odell Beckham Jr. does. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I for this week alone, I do have Washington on this one.
You're coming closer and closer to saying Washington's going to be a playoff team. Just come on, just say it. Come on.
I'm not there yet. I ain't there yet. Give me by the end of the week, and I'll let you know. Give me by the end. Give me by the end of the year, and then I'll let you know. I'll let you know. And because the NFC is so bad, I mean, it could happen. Like that's where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see here. Okay, so this next one, Tennessee is going to have to travel to Philadelphia. Tennessee lost a heartbreaker to Cincinnati again at home. Ryan Tannehill screwed it up again at home against Cincinnati. Philadelphia, look, that defense was not their best performance of the year, and thank God for the Philadelphia offense for being on fire. They could not have that back-to-back. They could not have that going into playoff season. So, Brandon, tell me why Philadelphia is going to win this Sunday.
But it's scary to pick them right now, to be honest with you, because
you would think, you would think with their record, it's like, oh, they have to have no deficiency. No, they kind of do.
And this is what I've been saying about the NFC. It's like just because the records look good, don't mean the teams are good.
No, not at all.
Like Minnesota, Philly, like
Seattle, don't trust it.
This is the worst type of situation for Philly. Let's be real, because Tennessee can run, and Philly can't stop the run for shit.
Not anymore. I don't know what happened, but not anymore.
Like, they decided Ndamukong Suh. They decided every damn person they could find to help their defense out, and it just don't look good. I'm sorry.
Now, Jordan Davis is designated to return to IR. There's a chance he plays Sunday.
Yeah. Derrick Henry's alive and well, and he's coming. He's coming. I think that dude's coming. The only problem is, you still got Ryan Tannehill as quarterback. And I think as long as you got Ryan Tannehill as quarterback, I think Philly can win the game.
Now, I do feel bad for Philly in an instance because they did lose Chandler Garner-Johnson for a bit. And Dallas, I think the scariest part to me was thinking, man, Dallas Goedert got hurt. How's this offense going to run? The last 2 weeks, the offense has been running just fine. But now the defense is not playing it up to its potential. And it's kind of like, what's going on, dude? So,
I also want to point out, you do know this is a revenge game, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm very. I want to say I might particularly going to guard AJ Brown? How the hell are you going to guard AJ Brown? Because they got so many weapons on Philly's offense. How are you going to guard AJ Brown? That is going to be an interesting situation.
And here's the thing: it's not like Tennessee's secondary is the greatest thing on earth. So I'm going to be honest with you. If people don't realize this, that AJ Brown has probably circled this game since he got traded on draft day.
Since the draft.
So he's been savoring this for literally almost 7.5 months. He's been biting at the bit to have this game. So I'm gonna be honest with you. If AJ Brown torches the Tennessee Titans, I hope those Mike Vrabel to Ohio State rumors are true, because he's gonna have to get the hell out of town if AJ Brown torches him.
What the hell? Mike Vrabel to Ohio State? What the hell is going on?
Oh yeah, that was just a rumor that started like literally a few hours ago. But Mike Vrabel shut it down during his press conference and everything.
I wouldn't go to Ohio State of all teams. I'm good. I stay in Tennessee, where I know I'm going to get at least 4 wins from Houston and Jacksonville for at least the next 5 years.
At least for a while, right? At least you would think for a while, right? Like,
the Colts too. I mean, at least you'll get at least 1 win from the Colts. So you're going to go like 5-1 division for the next 5 years. Yeah, I'll take that.
I mean, like I said, just rumors right now, just rumors. So I'm just saying. Okay, so next up, so these next 3 games, we could pretty much just like skip through it because there's really no reason to talk about it. We will talk about it if we have to, but it is what it is. Next up, we got Denver taking on Baltimore. Denver losing to a team that it was purposely trying to lose to get a better draft pick for a quarterback, and Carolina might have screwed themselves by winning. Not because they played great, but because Denver played so bad that Carolina won that game. They have to challenge Baltimore, who is pissed that they gave the game away to Jacksonville. So, Brandon, I ask you, I'm assuming you have Baltimore over Denver, right?
I got Baltimore.
Good enough. Granted, listen, I love Denver's defense. I think they're one of the best defenses in the NFL. Anyway, I got Baltimore as well because it's like, yeah, they're pissed that they gave the Jacksonville game away because now they're in win now mode because Cincinnati is coming up. So
if Baltimore lose this game to Denver,
all hell's gonna break loose in Baltimore.
Holy shit! How quick is people gonna say, yeah, don't sign Lamar at all? Like, how fast is that gonna happen? How fast?
Oh, you want Denver to win because then you're like, oh, he's one step closer to New Orleans. We good. We got the cap space. We good, bro.
Yep, I'm like, definitely let them lose. But listen, this. Oh my God, this is so bad. Nathaniel Hackett is going to get fired.
By the end of the year, he is going to get fired. Yes, he is going to get fired.
The question is really just when.
After week 18 and Denver misses the playoffs, and it's like, all right, man, get your shit. I mean, okay, well, they haven't been officially eliminated yet.
Okay, how many more games you gotta lose? They're 3 games. They only won 3 games this year. How many more games you gotta say? Yeah, this shit's bad. We need to fire them immediately. Like, don't get on the plane. They're at Baltimore this week. If they get their ass whooped by Baltimore, do you just say, you know what, man? Greyhound. Like,
Baltimore's not that far from Green Bay. See if they have an offensive coordinator position open for you. Just saying. But yeah, okay. So we both got Baltimore. Next up, so this game's a little bit of a, how do I put this? So this is the game I've been kind of dreading, not wanting to talk about for obvious reasons. It's Cleveland taking on Houston. Now, for people that don't know, people haven't been paying attention to, or people just clearly forgot and have been living under a rock for like the last 2 seasons. Look, I don't know if you know this, Brandon. Deshaun Watson is reinstated, and he's going to play this week. Cleveland with an impressive win over the Buccaneers. Cleveland's going to travel to Houston. Sean Watson makes his Cleveland Browns debut against the Houston Texans, who they drafted him. And there's already reports of the women coming out saying that we're going to be there at the game for attendance. And, it's the game I dreaded all freaking year. I dreaded this game all year because we know what's up. It's not a game. This is not going to be, this is not a normal football game. This isn't one where we can just analyze. This is so many human emotions involved to where I hope when this game ends, it's over and we move on. So, Brandon, quickly, who do you got, Cleveland or Houston?
I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland. Just a better team.
I don't know how he's going to look, but this is a good game to get the rust off.
That's kind of the question, really. It's just like, how is he going to look? But Nick Chubb didn't play this whole year. Myles Garrett didn't play most of this year. I know they're good. Desmond Ward's there. I know he's good. I got Cleveland.
And then this is if you want a game to get your rust off from throwing, this is the team to do it. So yeah, give me Cleveland, and let's hope to God nothing like this ever happens again in the NFL. Agreed. Okay, cool. Next up, we're gonna go to Southern California, where we have a very, very angry Seattle Seahawks team taking on the Los Angeles Rams. So Seattle last week, not the most impressive showing, giving up almost damn near 550 yards of total offense, of total yardage. Okay, they gave up almost 550 yards. Half of that belonged to Josh Jacobs, damn near. And the other belonged to Derek Carr. So, Seattle is now 2 games behind the San Francisco 49ers, and they look like they are slipping through the cracks. The Los Angeles Rams, they're just broken. They're just broken. No Cooper Kupp, no Aaron Donald, possibly no Matthew Stafford. So, Brandon, I ask you, Seattle or Los Angeles? The Rams, at least.
Got Seattle. This is when I saw Aaron Donald not playing, I said, "Yeah, this is over." I was like, "Yeah, this is over." Listen, I mean, this is not the game that we're gonna sit here and say Seattle's back. I don't think that at all. But Seattle is just like the Giants. They're starting to show who they really are. I think you're starting to see it now. I think teams starting to now capitalize on who they are. And
it kind of hurt me to see Geno Smith throw an interception straight to Denzel Perryman. And Denzel Perryman is like the last person you would ever think to get an interception. And I'm kind of like, you threw it to you got picked off by Denzel Perryman, dude. You don't have many stops after this, bro. You don't have many stops after this, bro. Like that's enough. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Denzel Perryman because he's my boy from Miami, but to be real with you, he wasn't always known as a coverage linebacker. But again, hey, good play on his part. Good play on his part, right?
That's when I realized he was done.
Like, fuck. That's when you knew Seattle. I think that's when we all should have known, like, maybe Seattle's really not that impressive. Yeah, there's not really a lot of stops for after that interception. So, me personally, I'm gonna go with Seattle as well because it's not so much that I think DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, the offensive line, or the defense is going to show up. I think Kenneth Walker is just going to run all over the Los Angeles Rams. And yeah, I think Kenneth Walker this is probably going to be the game where he kind of clinches Offensive Rookie of the Year. So yeah, give me Kenneth Walker taking on the whole defense of the Los Angeles Rams. There it is. I said it.
You know what's crazy? I've never seen Sean McVay without Cooper Kupp, without Matthew Stafford, I went out Aaron Donald. We're really about to see if he's really that good as a head coach. Because if he doesn't figure this shit out, he needs to be thinking about, retirement. Early retirement.
It's just bummer. It's just bummer. Now here we go. This is my game of the week right here. We both took Seattle, right? We both took Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so we can move on. So this is actually my game of the week. I don't know about you, but this is my game of the week because I think this is going to show us who's really real and who's really not. And there's actually a little bit of trash talking going on between these two teams right now. It's Miami taking on the San Francisco 49ers. For the people that don't know, Raheem Mostert kind of directly said, we're just as good as the 49ers. Without being direct, like, it could have been taken out of context. It could have been taken out of, maybe words being put in his mouth, media switching the words around. But Deebo Samuel came back and said, in the most simplest gangster terms, I bet. That's basically what he said. You have Miami, who, let's face it, their offense is a juggernaut. It's amazing. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, that running game. Tua looks amazing. He's keeping his undefeated record alive as a starting quarterback when he actually finishes the game. And the San Francisco 49ers have finally figured it out. Hey, as long as they're healthy, they are the best defense in the NFL. When they are healthy, the offense moves. And when they are completely healthy, the San Francisco 49ers, to me right now, are the best team in football. No cap. That's over the Kansas City Chiefs. That's over the Buffalo Bills. That's over any other team you want to put out there. That's over any other team that's 8-3. That's over the Dallas Cowboys. That's over anybody else that's leading the division right now. That's over the Baltimore Ravens. Anybody leading the division, to me right now, when healthy, the San Francisco 49ers are the most elite team in football. So, Brandon, I ask you, it's going to be a good one. Should have been the Sunday night game, but it is what it is. Or Monday night, whatever.
I would love to see if they could flex the game out right the fuck now.
It's too late. It's too late. They're not going to do it because I think if Indy would have just kept losing after the hiring of Jeff Saturday, maybe. But because Dallas is their opponent, you know how it is. America's team and blah, 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 blah. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this game. We're talking about the Miami Dolphins traveling to San Francisco, Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So, Brandon, I ask you, who do you got? The Miami Dolphins or the San Francisco 49ers?
Oh, my God. I see this game going two ways.
Oh, boy.
I got this game going two ways. Either Miami does what Kansas City did to San Francisco, and that just blitzed them out the gate and just beat the living hell out of them, where San Francisco just can't come back. Or San Francisco just beat the living hell out of Miami. It goes two ways. Like, Miami's offense is just too much for San Francisco to deal with, and they can't really beat them. Or San Francisco defense is a little bit too damn much for Tua to overcome, and he can't do shit about it. It goes two ways. That's why I got San Francisco. I just think that this might be the game we see Tua finally have to step the hell up, and he might not be able to do it. I think that this is the first of 3 games. I mean, you got 3 games on the road. This is one. You got Buffalo coming up soon. It's starting to get to that point, man. Listen, San Francisco defensively is great, and I just want to point out to a lot of people out here that's saying when he starts and finishes games, Tua is undefeated. You know who also used to be undefeated when he started and finishes games? Jimmy Garoppolo. When he came to San Francisco. How's that working out for him?
It's working out. Well, I mean, it's working out great. They went to the Super Bowl. They've been to a couple NFC Championship games.
Like, look at Jimmy Garoppolo. Not the record. Look at what his stats look like. Just, like, that's the thing. Like, people want to say, well, he wins. Does he actually change the football game, or does he just...
No. But he keeps the offense afloat for the defense to keep doing their thing.
Like, watching them Sunday against the Saints, I was like, is this the damn devil y'all keep screaming about? Like, this dude barely did anything. Like, I'm like, he didn't do shit. Like, and also Elijah Mitchell being injured again, that's a very.
That's a tough one to sell. That's a tough one
That's
because
a
now
very-
Christian McCaffrey has to take the load.
Has to be the guy, and I think that is where this San Francisco team kind of gets fucked a little bit because Christian McCaffrey
And remember, Jeff Wilson is now in Miami.
and it's like as good as Christian McCaffrey is, he gets injured too damn much. Why? Because he has to do everything. That is kind of what this situation feels like. Eventually, he's gonna, and that reminds me also Deebo Samuel is gonna be more of a running back now going forward because they're gonna have to use their running game to keep this situation. But I got San Francisco, they're at home, and I just don't trust no freaking Miami. I'm sorry, I still don't trust them. I don't give a damn how explosive they look. Their defense still looks a little suspect. They didn't let the Houston Texans come back and score 15 points when they were literally beating the living hell out of them. I know they probably took their foot off the gas, but that's not a game to take your foot off the gas on. I don't give a damn how bad Houston is. You do not let them, when you're up 30-0 at halftime, and you come back and it's 30-15 at the end of the game. That looks freaking suspect to me. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how bad Houston is.
So listen, you can say what you want. You can call them the Miami 49ers, the San Francisco Dolphins, whatever, man. All the jokes aside, I'm going to stick by San Francisco because, no, I truly believe what I say. They are the most elite team when healthy. Now, Elijah Mitchell being out 6 to 8 weeks, that sucks. But the problem is Kyle Shanahan will figure it out. Whether it's Deebo Samuel getting more jet sweeps, whether it's Christian McCaffrey being more of an offensive weapon, they'll figure it out. They always do. Somebody always comes through the cracks and they'll figure it out. Me personally, I thought Melvin Gordon was going to be going to San Francisco the second that thing happened, but Kansas City picked them up right away. The thing when it comes to Miami right now, this is going to be their heart. If there was any game for everybody to put the Tua critics to sleep, it would be this game.
This is it.
If Miami comes out victorious in this one, all the Tua critics have nothing else to say other than they won. Miami won. And they beat a really good San Francisco 49er team. I don't think that's going to happen, however, because, San Francisco's just that good on defense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this goes two ways. Either Miami just comes out and beats the living hell out of San Francisco, or San Francisco just beat the living hell out of Miami. I do not see this game being that goddamn competitive. I'm going to be honest. I don't see this game really being that competitive. I think San Francisco is truly now just on a tear. And to be honest with you, if they catch Minnesota for 2, holy shit. Because let's not act like Philly just automatically just walks to the number 1 seed. That shit ain't it writing in stone. They can get
Not yet.
They get the 1.
Not yet.
They can get the 1 seed. So I would not want to go to San Francisco and play. I'm just sorry. Like that is a scary feeling. I got San Francisco winning this game easily, to be honest with you. I just don't see.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's still my game of the week only due to the fact of the circumstances involved with everything in Rome.
Okay, that's your game. That is not my game of the week. That is your game of the week. But my game of the week is coming up soon. So, okay.
I'm assuming it's this one. So we got a rematch of the AFC Championship game, just in different locations. So Kansas City actually has to travel to Cincinnati. Kansas City, as you know, they are leading the AFC West. They are getting hit with a little bit of an injury bug, especially to the wide receiver group. They're just getting banged up a little bit. Cincinnati is getting healthy. Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon is going to play this week. So the Cincinnati Bengals are back at full strength. The Kansas City Chiefs are dealing with issues. So, Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? The Chiefs or the Bengals? In that AFC rematch, AFC Championship rematch.
I got Joe Cool. I got Joe Burrow. I got Cincinnati. Listen, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. He's probably going to be MVP. Let's just get that shit out the way. He's probably going to be MVP. I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. He just ain't going to look MVP-ish in this game. It's just not going to happen. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, will look amazing in this game. Kansas City secondary still sucks, which we both said they were going to suck. We kind of knew that coming into the season. Their defense still kind of sucks. It's not good at all. What we learned more so about Cincinnati when Jamar Chase being out and Joe Mixon, holy shit, T. Higgins is really fucking good.
Yeah, if that was ever a doubt in anybody's mind, then clearly they did not watch T. Higgins in his rookie year. Clearly not.
T. Higgins is really fucking good. If anybody needed to know that, he's really good. Hunter Hurst is pretty good too. Been a minute since I've said that, so that's
Hooray!
pretty good too. Samaje Perine, who has been an Oklahoma Sooner legend, is now finally getting his just due in the NFL. He's a good 1-2 for Joe Mixon. And I think a lot of people don't really remember him like that, like he was in Oklahoma, because the man was damn near a Heisman Award winner. like people just forget that part. But yeah, I got Cincinnati, man. I think Jamar Chase being healthy, being back, Joe Mixon being healthy, being back. But it's all about that defense, man. Kansas City, as good as Kansas City is offensively, man, there's a reason why Cincinnati beat them twice last year. That defense at some point just stops them. They just stop you. I don't know what it is. They just stop you. And like I've said numerous times, do not look up. If you're Kansas City, you cannot lose this game. I will feel bad worse for Kansas City if they lose this game than Cincinnati, because I think Cincinnati can still win the division. If Kansas City loses this game, Cincinnati is going to get the number 1 seed.
And here's the crazy part about it. All the free agent acquisitions that the Cincinnati Bengals got for the offensive line, guess what? They're starting to play really well. And Joe Burrow has been having amazing games these last 3 weeks. And that's without Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase. So now they're coming back. That sucks for everybody in the AFC. That sucks because here's the thing. Tennessee thought, okay, that was just a hiccup. We can get him this time without Jamar Chase. No. The Cincinnati team is for real. And I had a hard time picking this game because as much as I wanted to go Kansas City, that was my biggest fear too, was that defense. Because, again, the defense listen, I've seen Kansas City win a Super Bowl without a defense. The problem is when they do play elite defenses and when they play good enough defenses to keep afloat, that's an issue. That's a bad. And another issue is when they run into a team that has offensive firepower too, they kind of lose a little bit of their luster as well.
Yep.
The problem is, besides Buffalo, this might be the first time that Kansas City has to play a team that has a good offense and a good defense. Just a real balanced team all the way around. That's why I'm going Cincinnati in this one. I'm going Cincinnati only because of the fact of, man, they're at home. They know if Cincinnati beats Kansas City, we have to stop asking, is Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen going to be the one to take down Patrick Mahomes? No. The answer is Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, is the Patrick Mahomes killer. Like, that Cincinnati team is the Patrick Mahomes. Zach Taylor and that staff is the Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs killer. We have to stop asking if it's Lamar or Josh Allen. No, it's Joe Cool. So I'm going Cincinnati in this one. I think that's going to be a fun game too. And lastly, the last afternoon game, it is a rematch of Week 18 from last year. And lo and behold, even though it's Week 13, but doesn't it feel like playoff implications are starting to come arise for the Chargers again? The Chargers have to travel.
Do not tell Chargers fans about playoff implications when it comes to this game. Because they're going to have flashbacks like a son of a bitch.
I never asked for a tie so much in my life. But it kind of feels like that, right? Because it's like, wait a minute, we're losing. Kansas City's winning. We need to keep pace. And the team that we have to get through is the team that always kills our playoff chances. This fucking team. And I don't know what it is about that fucking team that they just whenever it comes to playoff implications, and this is going back to when they were still in Oakland. It seems like the Raiders always kill the Chargers playoff implications. So here we go. It's Sunday. The Chargers are coming to Las Vegas to take on an old friend, the Las Vegas Raiders, in a game that we could look back and be like, man, if only the Chargers had beaten the Raiders, maybe they'd be in a different position. Wouldn't that be some shit again if the Raiders killed the Chargers playoff hopes again? And it wasn't even the last game of the year. So Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? The Chargers coming off an impressive win over Arizona and the Raiders coming off an impressive win over Seattle. Who do you have?
I got the team. There's Davante Adams, Josh Jacobs. I got the Raiders. This shit is so bad for the Chargers. I feel so bad for Justin Herbert that he's got to look at Brandon Staley and be like, you fucked me over again in this goddamn game. I dare you.
I dare you.
I feel it. He's just going to look at him like, just
I bet you he's looking at him like, hey, Brandon, you better put the right defense out there this time. I don't give a shit. Like, you better put the right one.
I call a timeout so I can put the best running defense out there. And then Josh Jacobs runs for like 12 yards. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I got the Raiders. Listen, Justin Herbert's going to have a game. I expect him to do great.
And here's the thing about it, and I want people to understand this, even in Justin Herbert's term, like, he's not, even in his terms, he's not having that good of a year, but he's still doing incredible things with a rib cartilage.
He's really not. I mean, listen.
But he's still a really good football. Like, I don't want people to twist that. It's like, no, he's not having a Justin Herbert year like we saw the first 2 years, but he's still having a really good year. And that's without his main weapons. So, again,
maybe it's due to his injury. It could be due to his
the rib cartilage is a motherfucker. And I give him props for going through with it.
Yeah, but the Chargers still can't stop the run. How many yards Josh Jacobs had last week?
He had 303 scrimmage yards.
Yeah, with Davante Adams compounded with that Hunter went through. Yeah, I got the Raiders. And at home. So you know damn well you're not going to see any Chargers uniforms.
No, but we'll see a couple. I mean, we'll see a couple. I get it. No, I get it. It's hard, man, because, I love the Chargers in the preseason. Like, I thought they were going to do so well. I thought they were going to be the ones to be like, all right, this is it, man. They have everything in place. They got everything for Brandon Staley. Make it happen. And they're in a position now where they're just above 500. And here's the messed up part. The Raiders don't need to win this game. They don't, because all they're doing, they're just messing up their chances for draft position. The Chargers need this one to keep their playoff hopes alive. I'm not saying steady, alive. Because if the Chargers lose this game, oh my God. Oh my God. They're going to be so pissed again. But you know what? I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one too. Because, oh man, wouldn't it be something if week 18 rolls around and like the Chargers need to win this game, and then if you look back and be like, man, if they just beaten the Raiders, none of this would have been happening right now. All they had to do was just beat the Raiders, and the Raiders spoiled their fun again.
Somebody on this podcast said, I like to see chaos at some point. This is one of those games. I like to see chaos at some point.
Just because the Raiders will be out of a top 10 pick and the Chargers will be crying because it's like, oh my God, now we have to win every single game. We got to win every single game from now till New Year's to at least have a chance in the playoffs. Only because we lost to the Raiders. Not again. Not again. Dude, talk about PTSD. They're going to have nightmares on the flight home should they lose this Sunday. Oh my God.
Chargers more. Kansas City, because how they beat them every time is like literally like the last fucking play of the game. Or the Raiders. because it's just like the playoffs is right there. All you gotta do is just beat them, and you just can't do it. Which one you think?
No, you didn't have to beat them. You just had a tie.
Yeah, which team gives them the most PTSD?
I think the Raiders give the Chargers so much PTSD. Like if they lose this Sunday, they're gonna go into that flight. Somebody's gonna be asleep, and then they're just gonna wake up crying, like, oh my god, not again." Like they're gonna be crying internally during the press conference should they lose. They're like, like, like. I mean, it's like I can't do this anymore, guys.
I swear we had them.
Like I can't do this anymore, guys. I can't do this. I can't do this no more. I can't. So we'll see. And then to wrap up Sunday, we have our Sunday night matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Dallas Cowboys. Indy, whatever. Dallas, all right, you beat the Giants. Cool, I guess. Cool, I guess that's the best we can do. So, Brandon, who do you got, Indy or Dallas?
I feel like I'm forced to say Dallas because it's Indianapolis. So I'm going to say Dallas. I feel like I'm forced to say this. I don't want to, but yeah.
Indy's just bad, man. They're just bad. You know, it kind of sucks because now that the honeymoon phase is over, now they're like questioning Jeff Saturday. Like, how dare you not stop the clock? Listen, man, it is his third game as an interim head coach in the NFL. Cut the homie some slack, all right? Cut it.
Listen, I just want to point out, I said this after they beat the Raiders. I said they're going to get one game. That was it. And that's the end of that shit. And that's exactly what it feels like. It's the end of that shit. This is going to be the worst loss in Jeff Saturday's so-called head coaching time. This is going to be bad. I think Michael Parsons is going to introduce Matt Ryan to the ground a lot. not a little, a lot. Listen, Dallas.
And can we just admit how bad Matt Ryan looked on Monday Night Football? Like, this is it, right?
This entire fucking year? Like, he just looks bad, man. It's just, Jonathan Taylor has barely been there.
Like, it's over, right? Like, this is his last year, right? Like, this is it, right? It has to be, because this dude has looked bad all year. It has to be over, right? Right?
I would hope.
Because, yeah, oh my God. Like, Matt, look, man, you did everything you could. You won an MVP. You went to a Super Bowl. You've been to multiple NFC championship games. You had a good run, man. Good run. It's over. It's over, man. But go on. You're picking Dallas?
Yeah, I got Dallas. This is gonna be bad. I can see the coach having a flashback moment of the Washington Commanders last year, where you just see players on the sideline beating the shit out of each other because they can't do it to Dallas.
No, that's the Denver Broncos this coming up week. Like, that's the Denver Broncos. Like, homeboy was about to punch Russell Wilson in the face. Like,
and he got ejected. And was talking shit to Russell Wilson. It's just like, come on.
Like, so yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas too because Indy's just not good. There's just Shaquille Leonard's out, so your defensive leader's done. Matt Ryan just looks old. Jonathan Taylor is not what we thought he was going to be this year. And it's sad because I think he's still a good running back. It's just not the same explosiveness we saw from the first 2 years. So it sucks. It sucks. But yeah, I'm going to go Dallas on this one too. I'm going to go Dallas here. And lastly, we have Monday Night Football. It's the Saints against Tampa. Saints getting shut out by the 49ers. It's fine. Tampa Bay losing to Cleveland. Both of these teams have their issues that are beyond repair. Externally, internally. Two head coaches that don't know, seems like they don't know what they're doing. You have a regression is not even the word I would use for both of these teams. It's not even regression. It's literally bad. I don't even know how to put it. Yeah. So, I mean, somebody has to win this game. At least I hope. So, Brandon, who do you got, man? The Saints or the Buccaneers?
Be a 0-0 tie, some shit.
Fuck. I mean, I've seen the Saints beat the Buccaneers 9-0, so that is definitely not.
It's not out of the question. Really
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
It
Exactly.
really oh shit. I got the Saints. And it goes back to week 2. I think the way we lost in week 2 to these guys, I think they're pissed off about that. Now,
Yeah, because I mean, the first 3 quarters of that game, it was all fine and dandy, and then the fourth quarter, penalties were flying up the wazoo, and I'm like, what are you guys doing now? You guys should just let him play the whole time. But
yeah,
all right.
I think the way we lost to them pissed us off, and I think that listen, Tampa Bay got 1 game. Congratulations, you beat us in New Orleans when the referees literally just threw every flag they could find in the stadium. They just threw every flag they could find that was yellow. They just threw it. I don't see that shit happening twice, and I'm sorry. I just don't see that shit happening twice. For how bad our offense looked last week, I mean, that shit was just terrible. It was freaking terrible.
Dennis Allen does know he has Alvin Kamara on his squad, right?
And he fumbled the ball twice, so I understand why he probably was like, yeah, this shit ain't working.
But even before then, he does know he has Alvin Kamara on his squad, right?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, I just want to know because what? He fumbled twice. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if he's got 1 leg. You better do something.
But listen, I think we win this game. I think the Saints win this game because regardless of how we looked offensively, we looked fucking terrible. Defensively, did you not see us? Like, we barely let San Francisco really run, which is rare. That shit don't happen. Like, and Jimmy Garoppolo kind of looked like Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, that's kind of what he looks like. He doesn't really do a lot of shit. You kind of keep the running game contained, forcing him to throw the ball, and that's kind of what he did. I mean, that was kind of what the game looked like. Defensively, we're back. I think defensively we're waking up, but offensively, good God Almighty, we need a quarterback. Lord Jesus, oh my God, do we need a quarterback? Lamar Jackson, please just say fuck Baltimore. Just come to the New Orleans. Just say fuck Baltimore. We can do this. We got this. We have what we need. We trade Michael Thomas to Baltimore. You can have a wide receiver that you like and shit, and we can have a quarterback that we know we can win with. This is getting bad, man. I got us.
And here's the thing: at least if that would be the case, if Lamar Jackson were to come to New Orleans, at least he knows that, you know what? I know Chris Olave can actually play wide receiver. So there, it's perfectly fine.
I know I got Alvin Kamara that can at least run the fucking ball or catch the ball. At least, listen, this is the game where I think the Saints just wins, just because Tampa Bay is just that fucking awful. Like we're bad, but we're just really fucking injured. Like, we're bad, but we're injured, bro, mainly. Like, when you look at Tampa, they're not really injured. They just fucking terrible. They're just bad.
Well, they are banged up. Leonard Fournette is questionable. Tristan Wirfs is not going to play. So there's that. There's that deal. There's that deal. Then you have the defense, which, by the way, I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. Like, listen, man, you're playing defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I guess, whatever. Look, I don't know what else to say other than Tampa Bay is just regressing. And what's funny is that they're still the division leaders, but even if New Orleans were to win this game, they can, like, the NFC South in general is just, it's bad. And here's the thing, Carolina has a bye this week, and even they feel like they could lose still. Like, because it's like, oh my God, depending on the outcome, Carolina season could be over before they even step back until week 14. So it's just, yeah. With this game, literally, I literally tossed up a coin. I literally, like, I could not put the numbers together. I couldn't even look at the roster right now. I'm just like, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. Mike Evans is dropping deep balls. I don't even know who the tight end for Tampa is. Cameron Braid, I guess. I don't know.
Is he still playing?
He's somewhere in there. Like he's
He's still playing?
like, and then you look at New Orleans and you're like, okay, I mean, there's some life there. There's some, I mean, there's like, it's like if you were to look at a heart monitor, it would just be the little click, click.
Yeah.
I mean, with Tampa Bay, you're just kind of like, oh my God, please don't die. Please don't get hurt. Just don't die. And here's the thing, if people don't want to talk about this, and people really don't want to talk about this, Brady's been taking some pretty mean shots lately. I mean, really mean shots. And now that Tristan Wirfs is down, Cameron Jordan's like, please.
Don't you tell people that Tom Brady might get really fucked up in this game. Don't you tell them that. Don't you tell. The referees are not going to let Tom Brady get his ass literally thrown to the ground all night. That is that's against NFL policy.
I mean, it is what it is. But I guess in this case, yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints too. I think there's a little bit of a wrench factor from week 2. The Saints have been playing better than Tampa Bay has these last few weeks. They're both losing, but one's looking at least a little better than the other.
I do want to point out, that's really not sad.
It's really not. And it's really sad that this is the Monday Night Football game. You would have think that maybe Miami, San Francisco would have been Sunday night, or maybe the Raiders, Chargers would have been Sunday night. Or, you could put Kansas City, Cincinnati on Sunday night, and you could put Miami, San Francisco on Monday night. But no, what do we get stuck with? We get stuck with Jeff Saturday Colts versus a Mike McCarthy Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to see a Dennis Allen take on a Todd Bowles matchup. Great. This is great. This is exactly what the NFL gets paid millions to do. They pay schedule makers to make these schedules, and they see the schedule, and they're like, you know what? These teams aren't really good as we thought. We can flex anytime, guys. Nah, we're good. We staying put. Great. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I wouldn't have been upset if they put the Jets and the Vikings on Sunday Night Football, just to see Sauce Gardner take on Justin Jefferson on primetime TV. But no.
It needs to be on primetime.
But no, that it was too hard for the NFL schedule makers to say, nah, we're not flexing shit.
This feels like when Chad Ochocinco and Darrell Revis was going up against each other. He's like, you got to see this shit. Like, it's just like one of those, like, you got to see this shit.
Like, yo.
Listen, this Saints Tampa game, it feels like whoever wins, did you really win?
I feel like I think that's the poster. Like, I don't know if you remember the first original poster of Alien versus Predator when they first came out. Whoever wins, we lose. That's what it feels like. Like, oh God, did you really win though? Like, what did you win? You got a half a game up on your division. Good fucking shit for you. Good job for you. Like, kudos to you.
This is a bad fucking game. These two games are just like, really?
Like we're gonna have excitement, and then you get to the primetime games on Sunday and Monday, and you're like, for real? All right, well, all right. Hey, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
You do decorations for Christmas and shit. You just put your decorations up.
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Sunday night football game is pretty boring, I ain't gonna lie. Well, actually, no, I can't because I got my company Christmas party, so I'll probably just be getting fucked up there. So I don't know. If the Monday Night Football game is just so bad, I'm thinking about just starting putting up my tree and shit. Just because it's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I ain't doing this. I don't get paid enough to watch this. I don't get paid at all to watch these games for free. Like, I'm out of here. I gotta go.
I mean, I'm watching it because it's the Saints, but other than that, I'm not watching Sunday night game. Dallas, Indy, I give two fucks.
If Indy wins that game, I swear to God, Stephen A. better come up with something good. I swear to Jesus.
If the Colts beat Dallas, holy shit. Mike McCarthy might as well just go ahead and be like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to be here. We thought the San Francisco game was bad. This shit gonna get worse. Oh my God.
Like, I can't wait if that were to happen, I can't wait for Mike McCarthy to go up there and be like, you know what? We just didn't execute. Odell, please sign with us. Odell, fuck these other interviews. Just come with us. We'll pay you double.
This is 100% just like, yeah, let's Odell. You see what we had on the field. Imagine what you can do with that. Like, there's nothing.
Be better. Be better, folks. Be better. But other than that, that's it. We have our week 13 picks. It is over. Thank goodness. So we will be back next Wednesday for our week 14 picks. We're almost there. We're almost done. As always, I want to thank everybody that is going to tune into this show. That's tuning in late. That's going to tune in later to watch this. Everybody that tuned in on Instagram Live, YouTube Live, thank you so much. Brandon, as always, it's always fun talking to you, my man. We will see you guys today. 14 picks. Season's almost over. And playoff implications are about to become real. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace.